Westwood just introduced a new humanoid robot that can run at 10 kilometers per hour, keeping its balance on uneven grounds and react 1,000 times per second. At the same time, another company, 1X, is showing off a robot that can load dishwasher, pick up leaves, and even place pillows, all by itself. These aren't just cool demos, this is the next big leap in robotics, and it's happening fast. Let's kick things off with Westwood Robotics Themis V2. It stands about 5'3", so imagine a life-size robot that's roughly the height of an average person. One of its standout features is what's called a 40 degree of freedom. In simple terms, that means it can bend and move in 40 different ways. Each arm has 6 degrees of freedom, and the hands, also known as end effectors, add 7 modes for precise movements. This is the second version of the robot, and you can tell Westwood really improved on the first one. The big upgrade is the arms. They've got better movements now, which means the robot can do more precise tasks like carefully picking up things. Under the hood, Themis V2 uses something called bare actuators. That stands for back drivable electromechanical actuators for robotics. The cool thing about back drivable is that it lets robots' joint move smoothly in both directions. None of that stiff, jerky motions you've probably seen in older robots. This makes movements feel more natural and, more importantly, safer. So if the robot accidentally bumps into you, it's not like getting slammed by a car door. It's more like a gentle nudge because it can actually sense resistance and adjust in real time. All that smart stuff under the hood is powered by the robot's AI brain, which handles around 200 TOPS, that's tera operations per second. In simple terms, that's a huge amount of computation power. Thanks to this, the robot can run complex machine learning algorithms right on the spot, which means it can react quickly to whatever is happening around it. Now when it comes to changes in the environment, the robot has a pretty cool gadget to help it stay balanced. The 3D amp sensor from MicroStrain by HPK. Think of it like a supercharged inner ear. It tracks how the robot is tilting or turning up to 1,000 times per second, constantly feeding it info so it can handle things like uneven ground, stairs, or even surprise obstacles that gets in the way. When you combine all this with Robot Operating System, also known as ROS, you get a really flexible software platform. It lets developers easily teach the robot new skills or adjust how it behaves in different situations. Westwood says their humanoid can walk about as fast as an average person, and it can even run at speed about 10 km per hour. That's around 6.2 miles per hour. So if you went out for a jog, this robot could easily keep up with you. They've been showing off some of its flashier moves, like running, maybe even a bit of parkour, or hopping over small obstacles. The key point here is that this robot isn't just built for controlled lab tests. It's designed for real-world situations. And if it can stay balanced on uneven grounds or pivot quickly without falling, that's a big leap forward for humanoid robotics. While Westwood is building super advanced humanoids for everything from factories to personal use, 1X is taking a different approach. Their robot Neo is designed for your home. According to company's VP of AI, Neo can already do things like pick up leaves, load dishwashers, and even tidy up pillows on the couch. It might sound like a small thing, but it's really very impressive. We're talking about a robot that can spot leaves, scoop them up, and put them in a bag, all by itself. No remote control needed. That's the power of autonomy. Sure, it's easy to show off a robot moving around if someone is controlling it from behind the scenes, but 1X says Neo is actually doing all on its own. It makes real decisions based on what it sees, where it's positioned, and where the objects are. In one of their demos, Neo tackles one of the most frustrating household tasks, loading the dishwasher. It grabs a cup, switches it from one hand to the other, lines it up with the rack, and places it inside. It might seem simple, but there's a lot happening behind the scenes. Calculating the shape of the cup, making sure it's not too slippery, positioning it correctly in the right slot, and keeping itself balanced while bending over. In the video, the dishwasher was already open and the cup was just sitting there, so it wasn't doing anything groundbreaking. But it's a great example of the small steps, or should I say small robot steps, that are needed to handle the unpredictability of the home environment. In another demo, the robot walks over the couch, grabs a cushion and places it neatly. That's pretty cool to see how it maintains its balance while leaning forward with the cushion, especially since the cushion is soft and a bit tricky to handle. If you've ever tried getting a toddler to set a pillow in the corner without toppling over, you'll know just how much balance is needed. The 1X team points out that even though these examples are simple, they actually show how complex real-life tasks can be. Homes are messy and unpredictable. There are rugs, pets, and kids running around, and even the furniture that's always shifting. For a robot to work well, it needs to handle all these surprises without getting stuck when things change unexpectedly. The VP of AI at 1X explains that everything you see in their demos is powered by data and a network that controls robots' full body movements, from the lower body to the arms and spine. They're using reinforcement learning for the lower body and combining it with the rest of the system to create smooth, natural movements. He compares this to the idea that a strong consumer solution, like the one designed for everyday household tasks, can provide valuable data to help maintain advanced and general purpose AI. This is similar to the argument Tesla uses for its self-driving cars. The more data you gather from regular roads and everyday users, the better the AI gets at handling those unexpected situations. If you restrict your robot or AI to a highly controlled space, it may not gather enough diverse data to improve its intelligence quickly. That's why 1X is focusing on the home environment first. They're calling it the final boss of robotics because it's an unpredictable space with a never-ending list of tasks. If a company focuses on robotics in smaller, more controlled spaces like a warehouse where everything is organized and predictable, it might seem easier at first, but the problem is that the AI doesn't get exposed to enough variety. At home though, things are always changing. One minute the robot is picking up laundry and the next it's dealing with a pet dog walking through the room, or maybe it has to open a jar of pasta sauce, only to find the lid is stuck and it needs more force. These little situations create a ton of new data, helping the AI learn how to deal with unexpected events. The idea is that a messy, unpredictable environment can actually speed up the development of the general intelligence by constantly giving the robot new challenges to tackle. The team at 1X is being honest about where things stand. They are not saying their robot Neo can go from loading the dishwasher to doing laundry without any issues. It's not there yet. But the goal is to let the robot keep trying, making mistakes and learning from them, just like how AI models get better by collecting data over time. They even compare it to self-driving. Highways are too structured and don't provide enough challenges for growth, but homes, they are chaotic. And that chaos actually helps the robot learn and get smarter much faster. So when you look at Westwood's Themis V2 loaded with powerful hardware, sensors and AI, and then compare it to Neo, which is already picking up leaves and placing couch cushions by itself, it's clear that we're making huge progress towards robots that can handle real-world tasks. It's still early, but these are the kind of breakthroughs that could lead to general purpose robots doing much more than just loading dishwashers.